Daniel, as an expert yourself, writing about this can have some sort of backlash. And I know you're trying to connect it in a scientific way, but on your perspective, is the magical an antithesis of the scientifical? And are you experiencing, some backlash from peers or saying that this might be just woohoo and we shouldn't really take into consideration what magic could do for us?
Yeah. The answer is no, because I was very careful in the book. There is no conflict between science and magic if we understand magic from a psychological point of view.
Right.
When I say that a wedding ring is magical, I'm saying it's metaphorically magical. Mm-hmm. It's psychologically magical. It's even practically magical, because you can do magic things with it, good things and bad things. I can put it on and get special powers to perhaps resist the allure of adultery. I can lose it and have the negative magical powers of feeling horrible about what happened. So as long as we view the word magic as a metaphor for psychological activity, there's no problem with it between science. But I think that most people don't know that. They don't know that magic is psychology. They think that magic is irrationality, and so they reject it. And what happens is, the problem with that is that they go through life asking the wrong questions. So, for example, if I can go to your example of Gen Z. Mm-hmm. Gen Z is not getting married. They're not having children. And they're doing that because they're doing that based on rational answers to the questions they're asking. For example, what's going to be best for my financial condition? Well, getting married and having kids is going to require some sacrifices in terms of your career, and that may ultimately lead to less lifetime salary. They ask themselves, what's going to be best in terms of my ability to reach the goals I've set for myself, whatever that may be, having 10,000 views or making X number of dollars or owning this car or this handbag. And they plot their life out according to those goals, because those are the things that our society is telling them is good. The problem is that that's not going to lead to a happy, satisfying life. As I mentioned earlier, happiness comes from the feeling of being alive, and you can't buy that in a store. We've all had the experience of perhaps going out with friends and doing something, who knows what. We go, oh my God, that was amazing. It's a shame Joe wasn't with us. Next weekend, we're going to grab Joe. We're going to do the exact same thing. You do it, and it's not the same at all, because it wasn't the thing. It was the activation of the unconscious mind, and we have no control over that. That is a gift. There are things we can do to make it more likely to happen, but we can't control it. And in mythology, that's expressed in the saying, the water of life is never found in the same place twice. So, I think that when people are pursuing what they call self-expression or material success, they're pursuing things that ultimately are not going to make them happy and are not going to satisfy their need for meaning, because they're ignoring these parts of their brain that are evolutionarily determined. You can't get away from them. You can't say, hey, listen, I'm a 21st century person. All of that old stuff doesn't apply to me. Hey, you know what? The reason that old stuff is stuck around for thousands and thousands of years is because it resonates so powerfully with the way evolution has brought about the modern human brain. We just can't throw that stuff away. We need it.
Wow, and one of the things that at least my generation is also throwing away in a sense, trying to pursue the material gains like you discussed right now, and the wealth, whatnot, the self-recognition, the recognition across is religion. Religion is also taking really a toll in our generation. no one's really, well, many people are not describing themselves as religious anymore, but that's also, on your perspective, that's also a way of connecting, no, with that millions of years of code and evolutionary code that we have.
That's right. That's right. Religion contains a lot of important psychological truths, just as many as the field of psychology. And it's irrational, and it doesn't get you, new cars or new computers or new cell phones. And so I think it's been sort of thrown away as being worthless. But the brain needs religion the way the body needs food. It's simply a product of evolution. And so what happens is that if you throw away the old religions, religions that are very sophisticated because they have grown and developed over thousands of years, it needs to be replaced with something. And what it's being replaced with are things like tribalism and partisanship and rage and anger. And let me give you an example. Half the country looks at the presidential candidate of the other half and says it is inconceivable that somebody could support that person for president. Not unwise, not imprudent, not foolish, inconceivable. And so our minds, our approaches have become so, I don't know if emotion-based is the right word, but irrational in their own way, that people that we share a land with, a country with, people that we have so much in common with, we can't conceive their brain set when it comes to politics. And what that tells me is that we have left the realm of rational discussion and entered the realm of religion. Politics has become the new religion, and it's a horrible religion. But that's what we're stuck with because we threw away the old religions.
Wow, and like you say, these institutions, to put it that way, have not only allowed us to, survive, but part of that survival is because, evolutionarily speaking, it made us connect with a tribe. It made us connect with more people. We were part of something big, and like you say, that cannot be replaced. That cannot be ended. That just it's replaced. It just has another name. And right now we're experiencing a wave of it all, just to put it that way, of politics, that it's being more destructive than constructive in a way, because we cannot reconcile the differences in politics, and it becomes very, very toxic.